Hey everyone, my name is Derek Stock. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer and nutrition specialist, and today we're going to talk about the top 6 things to consider before even starting a weight loss regimen or weight management of any kind. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention that I'm not a registered dietitian. I am just someone who cares a lot about this stuff, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Number 6 on the list is healthy is not the same as good for weight loss. You see a lot of times when people are trying to, lose weight or manage their weight, oh, I'm gonna start eating healthier or I'm gonna start eating less healthy. But that does not necessarily mean the same thing as weight loss. For example, the common one that I like to use is peanuts versus popcorn. So peanuts are something that most people would consider healthy, or nuts are things that people consider healthy, but they are very heavy in calories for the amount of density that you have, versus something like popcorn where people consider that a snack or a junk food, but it's very low in calories, especially without all the added butter. So it's really important to realize that although healthy foods tend to be lower in calories and better for weight loss, that does not necessarily mean that they are better all the time. The 5th thing to consider before starting any weight management protocol is you have to think about if you're ready to make lifelong changes. So many times people will fall into this pit where they follow a diet for 3 to 6 months that's really strict, they see the results, and then they kind of fall back into their old tendencies. The important thing about making lifelong changes is that your body is adapting to everything you do to it. So all the activities you do, all the things that you eat. So when you go back to those old habits after following a weight management protocol for 3 to 6 months, you're gonna go right back to where you started. And sometimes due to that restriction from a short-term fad diet, you could even get further gone from where you start. So that's something to really keep in mind before even considering weight management. Number 4 is think about if you could separate your emotions from your weight. So a lot of times people start associating their self-worth with their weight, and they get upset if they see, the scale fluctuate and stuff like that. So you really have to make sure that you could emotionally separate it, because it is a process. Your weight is influenced by so many things. It's influenced by water, what time you're weighing yourself, so like if you just ate, any fluids that you have. So you really have to keep in mind that just because the weight on the scale is not going down, you still may be making progress. So if you could emotionally separate your feelings from that weight, that is something that you really have to consider before even starting weight loss. Number 3 is, are you doing this out of respect for your body or hatred of it? So many times you'll see people start comparing themselves to others and feel as if they're not good enough, and they'll associate their weight or the way that they look with their self-worth, and they change themselves because they hate the way they look. The real reason you should be following like weight management and good eating practices is so that you could feel better, so that you could perform better, so that your life gets better, not necessarily just because of how you look. So before you even consider weight loss, you're going to want to think about, oh, am I doing this because I respect my body, because I want to see all the amazing things that I could do, or are you doing it because you hate it? And I think that's something that you really have to keep in mind before even considering weight loss, because that's how you kind of fall into like disordered eating. If you're doing it out of hate for yourself, you're gonna start taking extreme routes to get to those results, and that will be a negative impact on your mental health and your well-being, and even just your health as a whole. Like, one of the biggest things that we see in our society is eating disorders, and that's mainly due to this appearance ideal that we see. So you really have to scrutinize and think, oh, am I doing this because I love myself or because I hate myself? And that is something to really keep in mind before even considering altering your diet whatsoever. Number 2 is a huge one. It kind of ties into the last one. So you have to realize that weight loss should be a side effect of healthier lifestyle choices and healthier behavioral tendencies. So a lot of times people are just doing whatever they can to lose weight on the scale and not realizing that it should just be a side effect of what you're doing every day. So people tend to take really unhealthy practices to see that weight loss, but weight loss should not even be in the forefront of your head. So you should think about, oh, like, what healthier choices can I make? What'll make me feel better? And a lot of times, if you're in that higher BMI range, when you make those healthier choices, you will naturally, without even realizing it, shift to that healthier weight region. So you're gonna find that healthier range, but that's just a side effect of you making healthier choices. And that's something to really think about before incorporating weight loss strategies, because otherwise, if you start following that the ends justify the means, so I'll do whatever it takes to get to this goal weight, you're gonna start falling into disordered eating habits, because you're trying to do whatever you can, no matter how healthy it is, to achieve those goals that you have to meet that appearance ideal. And number one is a huge one, and you really have to think about this before even considering doing anything with your body, whether it's going on a weight management protocol, whether it's doing certain things in your life, whether it's, starting to exercise more or try a new form of exercise. You have to think, who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for other people? So that's the common thing. Is it intrinsic or extrinsic motivation? And although extrinsic motivation does have its role, you want to make sure that the primary reason that you are doing the things that you are doing is because you want to do it, not because someone else wants you to do it. If someone else in your life is making you feel bad because of your weight or the way that you look, then those people are not really people that are looking out for the best of what you really want to achieve. So really think about why you're doing that, why you want to follow a weight management protocol. And then it even goes further than weight management. Think about who you surround yourself with. You really want to surround yourself with people who make you feel good, make you feel worthy, make you feel wanted. And if those are the people that you're not finding in your life, then you really should try to reevaluate who you keep there. And then above and beyond this, it's fine if someone wants to motivate you or encourage you to do better, but it has to come from you first. You can't, if you're perfectly content with who you are and someone tries to tell you otherwise, that's where it becomes a problem. But if you're trying to actively push yourself forward and try to make improvements in your life, that's where you're looking for that encouragement and that extrinsic motivation. That extrinsic motivation should serve as a supplement to your internal needs and desires. So these are 7 things that you really have to think about before even considering a weight loss or weight management program. You have to consider that weight management is a lifestyle change. You're not just going to, drop 20 pounds and then go back to your old ways, right? When you are losing that weight, your metabolism changes. So if you go back to that original, let's say, calorie intake and you did originally, it's going to be too much for you because your body was adapted to that many calories. But when you make those behavioral changes, your metabolic rate is going to change. So you have to follow these for your whole life in order to maintain those results and not have this yo-yo dieting, rubber band effect that a lot of people see. So these were just 7 things that I think you guys should think about. If you guys like the video, please subscribe. I will be releasing more videos like this in the future. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.